Hi, I'm James Reid from Australian Bass Tournaments. I have here our 2019 Sufix BASS Pro winner at Cania Round, brought to you by Basscat Boats. We have Matt Johnson. Congratulations on your win. Give us a rundown on your pre-fish on Friday, your Saturday first session and Sunday second session.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. So on Friday, I fished a couple of jerkbaits to edges early, got a couple of good fish in the first sort of 40-45 minutes. I was up here 2 weeks ago fishing as well and caught a lot of good fish on jerkbait, so I knew that there should be that jerkbaits bite still going around, and I left the edges then for the rest of the pre-fish day, knowing that those fish could very well dry up. So I just went looking for some deep schooling fish and didn't really find too much else. So that was pretty well my pre-fish day. In the start of the comp on Saturday morning, I went and just fished edges for till about 9:30, 10 o'clock I think it was. I had 3 fish when I left the edges, and then I went up the timber and sort of sanded around, found some fish sitting deep in sort of 20-22 feet of water, and got them on some deep crankbaits, and I upgraded pretty well, filled out the bag that I had, and then upgraded all but 2 of the fish that I had on jerkbaits. Had a nice little session up there on the deep cranks.
Okay, when you say deep cranks, what was the brand of lure that you talk about on that deep crankbait?
Yeah, the only one that I found, I spent a lot of time in the last sort of 2 years in getting a good rod reel and line and lure set up to target those deep fish, and the only one that I found that works is all the time, and that you can get down and reach those depths is a Imakatsu IK 800.
Over the last couple of years, that IK 800 has really proven to be a deep fish winning lure. You yourself and your good mate Sean Fulkenhagen have really cracked that pattern pretty well.
Yeah, like I said, I spent a lot of time the last 2 years getting everything, a rod reel and line set up to really target those deep fish, and when they hit those deep cranks, there's nothing like it. It's almost as good as a jerkbait bite, I reckon. It's they absolutely crunch it. You catch big fish, you turn on the biggest fish in the school, I believe, and you can catch fish that other people aren't catching. So they might be there throwing spoons or masks or blades or something like that through them, and you can still catch them on the deep cranks.
Okay, so there we have it. There's your day one rundown and a little bit of your pre-fish rundown. Today was definitely your standout day, catching all your fish on deep jerk baits. Give us a rundown on how you were catching them today.
Yeah, so all the fish I was catching on jerkbaits were just shallow weed. So the boat was in no deeper than 10 feet, targeting weed. So quite often today we're in 5 to 6 feet of water, targeting that really shallow weed. If it had a stump or a bit of spindly sticks, it was a even better bank. And yeah, just using the jackal squirrels in 61s when it was really shallow, moving up to the 67s when it was moving out a bit deeper, and up to the 79s when I was fishing those sort of deeper weed edges. And the trick with the jerkbaits was really to get it into the weed, rip it out free of the weed, and then just leave it sit there for a little while, and those big ones were hitting it. So I only got 7 bites today, and landed 5 fish, but they were 5 quality fish. So
they definitely were a quality 5 fish, and as we had it, you had 12.93, not quite 13 kilos, but definitely can't complain with that.
No, definitely not for Cania. It was a good bag for sure.
Now, you have here your rod and reel and jerkbait that you obviously caught most of your fish on today. You just give us a rundown on what you've got there.
Yep, sure. So, can't knock over that. So this is a barra bass rod. So Brad doesn't make his rods anymore, but this is a rod that I got him to make for me a couple of years ago, specifically for throwing the 67 squirrels. It's a North Fork blank, custom made just to my likings with the runners and the reel seat. We've got a 25 size reel, a 67 squirrel with some upgraded hooks in banana colour, some Siglon PE4, and some Sunline V Hard in 12 pound.
Okay, nice. There you have it. There's a nice rundown of what Matty uses for fishing his jerkbaits. So there's his reel, and there's that banana-coloured jackal jerkbait. And like he said, he's worked very hard in working these techniques out over the last couple of years, and it's obviously paid off.
Yeah, a lot of the action for the jerkbaits is on that slack line with a nice stiff rod, but then you don't want too stiff of a rod so that when you hook a fish and he's hooked on the side of the face that the hooks pull out. So yeah, I've worked like when Brad was making rods, I worked with him pretty hard to get that blank just rod, and it's an awesome fish catching machine on jerks.
Awesome. Well, congratulations from myself and everybody at ABT. You've done it again on yet another Queensland dam. Well done, Matty.
Thanks.
So there we have it. Matt Johnson's rundown on his win at Cania Dam, brought to you by Bass Cat Boats this year. Cheers.
Just before you go, I'd just like to thank some of my sponsors. So EJ Todd with the Sunline gear, they look after me for that. Unexplored Fishing, they Steve and Mick are really good guys there. They do some great apparel. And my very pregnant wife, who's 39 and a half weeks pregnant, has let me come away for the weekend. So it's been good. And the guys that I travel and stay with, it's we share information, and the way we look at it is, so long as we all do well, or if the information that we share can help the other guys do well, it's all worthwhile. So, and also of course to you yourself, Jimmy, you just tell me you've had a couple of big weeks, so your effort and dedication that you put into it's greatly appreciated.
I really love it, and I love seeing guys that I really like and enjoy spending time with to win these tournaments. It's been an absolute pleasure. Cheers, Matthew Johnson.